Yes, if I confirm, it's your boy Foxy P in the building. I like your boy. The chopper of them on the fryer and plantain. Yes, 1995, 1999 Gidigbo champion. First Igbo governor of Lagos State. But once I yes, can I say yes, we fit. Yes, what I confirm.
We are saying thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord. We are saying thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord. Yes, what I confirm. It's your top Foxy P in the building. I like your boy, the chopper of yam and the fryer of plantain. Chilling right here on the set of the Africa Today show. Ginger. Today is Thursday, the day of our Lord, September 12th. God dang it. This year is racing. Confirmed 2018. This year is tearing race. God dang it. I'm so happy to see you guys. I swear to God for the Almighty. Oh my goodness. You don't even understand. If you think that you miss me, I miss you more. You don't even. It's difficult. Forget about social media. Where people have followers. This one is a personal connection that me and you have confirmed. And the fact that I wasn't able to shoot, I was like, yo, I gotta get it right. I gotta get it right for these people who I have to get it right for them, confirm. And ladies and gentlemen, yo, I want to give a shout out to all of you, but specifically a few people. Rachel, Moni, this song, Moni be hitting me up on a daily like Foxy. You have to get back in there, confirm. And I was like, yo, Father, I shot the video last week. And I looked at it, I didn't like it. He was like, you're rusty. You have to forgive yourself. Keep going. I think these 2 months that I haven't shot a video, is it the longest? No, I think I probably have done that stupidity in the past, confirmed. But this was absolutely wonderful. It just gave me the time to take a step back. And I know you guys are wondering, Foxy P, what were you doing in your absence? I will tell you. Number one, I was minding my business. What does that mean? I wasn't on social media like that. I might come on Instagram and just click. I'll do like the cursor maybe like 2 or 3 times a week. I'll come and like 4 or 5 pictures. Boom, be out. And usually when I'm doing that is because I just put something up. Number 2, I was definitely emceeing weddings. And I got to a point where I now said to myself, I was like, yo, I was talking to African Ape, who's one of my very, very good friends. He was like, we're just talking, and I was like, yo, Ape, he has a show coming up this November. And I haven't done any African Prince of Comedy this year. And I was like, do you understand that I haven't really done any stand-up comedy shows this year? And he was like, yeah, that's true. He's like, he himself too. Because for some reason, it just seemed like there's none of the African comedians that in America. I remember when Obi, there was a year when Obi did his show, Wawa Boys did show, Shegun Prime did show in Houston, African Ape did show, me, I did multiple African Prince of Comedy. I'm like, yo, do you understand the fact that when I come to do your show, I'm talking about African Ape now, when I come to do your show in Houston later this year, it's going to be the first time I'm going to get in on stage since the time I came to your show last year. And he was like, damn. He was like, let himself think. He's like, yo, all he has been doing is just MC. He doesn't even think that he himself has done any stand-up. He's like, fam, we're going to be rusty as hell. And it won't be nice for people to pay good money and come and see you rusty. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you go and watch Ronaldo, you can't even raise ball 5 times. You can't do that. So I was like, you know, we're going to do something now. Because I have a lot of weddings. This past weekend, I was very fortunate. I emceed my 171st wedding. You know, since 2009, been rocking it out. So I was not like, yo, you know what we're going to do? Every wedding that we have now, you know that initial time when you tell everybody, yo, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and take your seats. When you are still stabilizing them before the bride and groom are ready. I was like, we're going to be doing 10 minutes of stand-up. Those people are our built-in audience. Whether they laugh, whether they don't laugh, your money is already complete. So who care? Nobody care, confirm. The worst that they can say is, this guy is not really as funny as I thought. But who cared? You come for comedy show? No, you came for wedding. But we're going to be using them as live lab animal, confirm. Yeah, they are guinea pig. He was like, word. So we started doing that. Where I was sending him, I'll be like, yo, fam, this is what I'm going to do. This is the set I'm going to do. I'll send it to him. He'll send me his own back. And, you know, started doing that. And just, I now found a new respect for my craft, and that was the most beautiful thing. Where now I'm going there and I'm doing beyond the usual MCing, where there's, because MC is not really that difficult. Anybody that wants to be an MC, hit me up. I'll tell you how. It's not really that difficult, confirm. And if you're a funny woman and you live in America or UK or anywhere you live, there's a huge opening for women MCs right now, because there's a lot of gigs that you guys are perfect for from a gender perspective, whether it's bridal shower, whether it's a baby shower or baby sprinkle. People already know what baby sprinkle is. Now baby sprinkle is a baby shower where we don't know the father, confirm. Whether it's that, whether it's you know, the bridesmaids are doing like bachelorette party, there's a whole bunch of events. You know, there's a whole bunch of things, and women are, it's a lot easier for women to love with female entertainers than men. It's a gender thing. You know, you go based on what is closest to you, what is most similar to you. The same reason why you and I love Nigerian music. It's closer to us. I'm Nigerian, that's Nigerian music, I bang with it, that's what I know. The same thing from a gender perspective. Now, the point I'm trying to make is this: if you're a woman and you want to be an MC, hit me up. It's going to be so easy to sell your market confirmed. You don't even understand. And that's an easy way for you to be making $300, $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a weekend, every single weekend, and it won't affect your 9 to 5 confirm. So, but anyways, me and African started doing this thing where we started doing like full-blown sets at, you know, weddings. And it has just been so beautiful. So I've been doing that. I've also been reading a lot. Let me see what I have that thing here. I started reading a lot of the old books that I read before, you know, Things Fall Apart. You know, I'm reading all those books, and, you know, now that I'm older, I'm seeing some new knowledge. Like, I just realized I didn't even know this. Do you know that as much as we don't talk about suicide in our culture, the fact that I'm reading Things Fall Apart now as a 34-year-old man, and it just hit me that Okonkwo actually killed himself. I didn't even know. I never, my brain never went there. When I think about Okonkwo, Ebedike, I think about all the things I know he definitely killed the little boy. I think about all those things that he did, you know. That boy calls you father. Do not have a hand in his killing. I understand that whole thing. I understand his father's alcohol. I'm seeing all kinds of things now. I'm seeing his father's alcoholism. I'm seeing, maybe because of where I was when I was reading all those things, but I started to see other themes that I never really like paid attention to. These books I'm reading now, all of those Nigerian books that I already bought from Amazon, I already have. Which I always tell people, just go there, you know, when you just go there and just go and buy a whole bunch of books. Don't even look at the price or whatever. $6, $7. You can see the ones that are fairly used from library. Just go and buy it. Right now, I think I have all of Chinua Achebe's books. You know, maybe we can even do a book club. If you guys are interested, we might do that. But anyways, this guy called Maxillion wrote an amazing book, Soldiers of Fortune, where he talked about all of the guys who were involved in all the coups. And it was very interesting. You've had the same group of Nigerian military guys who have been involved in every single coup, starting from the 1966, the second coup, the one that they now did, the Hausa people did to kill all the Igbo people, and they killed Agoye Ironsi and Fajri, who is that not the premier, he was the governor of Western Nigeria. Anyways, from that coup up until the coup that they used to remove Buhari, that Babangida used to enter, you had the same people, whether it's, you know, Don Kabali, whether it's Babangida, Abacha, you know, all of these guys were involved. Murtala Mohammed, they were all involved in all of these coups from the beginning all the way down. So it was very, very interesting when they started talking about it. He also talked about the relationship between Abiola and Babangida. Abiola was actually getting ready to run for election to take over from Shagari when Babangida them did that coup, and it was very interesting because they said that coup that Babangida them did, that removed Shagari to put Buhari in, was financed by Abiola. So I was like, dang. So there's a lot of stuff that he talked about. It was an amazing book, Red Art of War, Sun Tzu. I've read that one a long time ago, but I read it again. Just, you know, in terms of just sharpening your skills, in terms of, you know, you being a human being that's operating in multiple spheres, whether it's business, whether it's working in the office, and just the way you carry yourself when it comes to like dealing with people back and forth. I found that in my time of struggle from a mental place, I started to, you know, really run away from aggression, really like, you know, take a step back. Whenever things were getting hard, whenever anybody was like, no, you can't do this, I'm like, you know what, let me just chill. So I found myself actually drawing back, which is not my natural, you know, reaction to things, being a Naija boy and all that kind of stuff, you know. And something in my brain was telling me, oh, this is the right way to behave, you know. It could be something even as simple as you're trying to enter a stadium, you know, where they're watching baseball, and you have a bottle of water, and they're like, oh, you can't take this water in, but you see like 5 Oyibo people walking past with bottled water. And instead of me just be like, well, like, look at those people are taking their water in, why can't I take this water in? I'll just be like, you know what, I could just left for them. I'll say, you know what, I don't even need this water. I'll go inside there and go and buy $15 water. So things like that, I had to really like, you know, step my own game up on that level and get back to where I wanted to be. Also read the Anthony Bourdain book, Kitchen Confidential. It was absolutely amazing, just reading about, you know, how his whole story about becoming a chef and a head chef and all those struggles and everything else. Very, very similar to life as a stand-up comedian, you know, that whole craziness, being on the road and not really knowing. I think the similarity there is that you have a craft that from a distance does not seem difficult. You have a craft where there's really no barrier to entry. What is the requirement for you to become a cook in a kitchen, or to be a bar, to be somebody that's just like chopping tomato? All you have to do is know how to chop tomato. You don't have to go to school for it. Same thing with comedy. But then for you to now perform at the highest level, that's years and years of experience, years of toil, years of suffer and all of that. So it was actually pretty cool. and talking about his substance abuse issues and all that. So that was pretty good. I read Fire and the Fury. That's about Donald Trump's White House shenanigans by Michael Wolff. That was actually pretty good, just to see what's going on, the undertones. Because I found myself during the time when I just took a step back and started minding my own business. I really wasn't paying attention to all the policies, because that shit just make me mad. So I was like, you know what? Forget about that. Right now I'm reading A Tragedy of Victory, primarily about the Nigerian Civil War from the Nigerian side. So it's by this amazing guy, Brigadier General Godwin Alabi Isama. Dope book. So a lot of reading, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of taking a step back and asking myself what's really important to you. And it's been actually beautiful knowing that in every single list that I wrote, where you write what is really important to you, Africa Today Show has always been up there for me. So ladies and gentlemen, without much more ado, let's start the show. I was watching this past, couple of weeks. We've seen, Aretha Franklin die, see John McCain die, and John McCain's death. Look at the whole TV, everything was covering the whole thing. And I started asking myself, I said, which politician in Africa can mod today and they would actually see more than 300 people go to their funeral? Now, I'm not talking about people that are going there for rice. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people just being like, dang, that was a great man or that was a great woman. I started thinking, I was like, dang, I cannot even think of one. Who is really impacting the people? Who is really saying things that's touching the people's soul? Who is really dipping into their spirit? Who is it that they can look up to? And I was thinking maybe like Jerry Rawlings, probably, because, that one is been a stand-up guy. But I was struggling. I was who? Obasanjo? No. Babangida? No. Hosni Mubarak? Definitely not. I was just struggling. I was like, dang, what is it about us as a people where we've lost that authenticity, knowing fully well that these are the people, the leaders that we have today, they learned at the feet of the greatest Africans that perhaps the greatest Africans that ever lived. I'm talking about the Kwame Nkrumahs, I'm talking about the Nelson Mandelas, I'm talking about the Nnamdi Azikiwes, people of that nature who integrity was number one for them. These people that are leading us now, you were there live. Man, those people came to your primary school, you saw them. What happened to you in the past 30, 40 years where you just became bunkum, you just became nonsense, useless? Banza, what the hell? It was really painful and really hurtful. And I said, you know what? Don't be hurt, Foxy P. You know why? Because our generation is going to change things. And how are we going to change things? We're going to be the future leader, confirm. Which is why when I start thinking about this upcoming Nigerian election, I'm like, damn it! They played us again. Because now look at what we're dealing with. You have young people that are trying to run. You have Sahara Reporters guy, Showore is trying to run. You have a whole bunch of people that are trying to, there's a fella Drew, there's a whole bunch of people that are trying to run for that election. And I'm like, we already know that y'all are not going to win. Who is probably going to win? It's going to be up there between, you already know, Buhari, who's quarter to mud already, quarter to die, quarter to payment, as in, when you talk about the clock is ticking, tick-tock, tick. I mean, seriously speaking, looking at that guy and I'm wondering to myself, like, Pale, go and rest, you will die. Confirm, you have him, you have Atiku Abubakar, who was the vice president under Obasanjo. Now, the question for Atiku Abubakar is, what is it that you kept inside of that Aso Rock that you want to go and find? What is it that maybe he forgot some? Maybe it's his bathroom slippers that he forgot. Maybe it's his chewing stick that he held. He kept it under the bed of the vice president. Who knows? Nobody know. But Pale, you say China, now. Not every single time. For the past 20 years, every single time we're talking about election in Nigeria, somehow, Atiku Abubakar will choke his head out. Why? I don't get it. So, it's between those guys. However, there's somebody who I believe, he's kind of young and he might be able to make it. Even if he doesn't get it now, he's going to make a dent. And who's that? Donald Duke. Confirm. The reason I say Donald Duke is this. You already know, first of all, that this guy, he did an amazing job as the governor of Cross River State. I listened to one of the interviews that he gave. There's a podcast, Loose Talk podcast, with some guys from Paul Source, Sage Alonge, AOT2, and Soft Steve. But these guys, they do a great job. You guys should just search it. That's another thing I was doing. I was listening to a lot of podcasts. So go and search that podcast. Go and listen to Donald Duke. It's actually on YouTube as well too. The guy, well-spoken, I'm not going to dwell on well-spoken and all of that, because we as Nigerians, it's very easy for us, or we as Africans, it's very easy for us to just say because somebody speaks English well, which is not our own language, but because somebody speaks it well, that means we have to respect them. Now, I'm not talking about that. But if you think about the ideas that this guy was putting out there, it's very important for you to have ideas before you get into power, number one. Number two, I also find it interesting how, till today, nobody can tell me what it is that Buhari said he was going to do when he entered inside there. Which is the reason why you can't really say that he has failed. Because he didn't really, what did he say? I'll give you polite. How? He didn't tell you. I will alleviate Boko Haram. How? No more traffic in Lagos. How? He didn't tell you. So you can't really hold him to anything. But this guy is saying specific things, talking about agriculture. I've never really heard anybody talk about agriculture from the perspective, or talk about power generation from his own perspective. He made some points about like, yo, why is it that we have power generating plants and this distribution, they've been privatized? You know, they did it the wrong way by selling it to people. Why didn't you give it to the states? Why didn't you say, Ogun State, here's your own? You know, I was like, But it was already nationalized before. Now, if you give it to states, won't it now turn into the same thing? And the guy was kind of like, nah, think about it this way. If you're a governor and you say that you want to improve power supply, it's within your power because you actually are the one in charge of the state. I was like, damn, that is a good point. Or if nothing else, privatize it within the states where each state has their own generating plants, confirmed. And I was like, wow. Because if you think about it now, if you have a state like, now, I'm not speaking from a position of knowledge, so forgive me. If you have a state like, let me say, let me use my own state, Abia State, for instance. So Abia State, say for instance, we don't have our own power generating plant. Maybe that power generating plant that gives us power is somewhere in Akwa Ibom, right? The governor of Abia cannot say, I will give you power, because the power is in Akwa Ibom and it belongs to a private company. So he can't really do much about it. The infrastructure is not within his power. He doesn't own the power generating plants. He doesn't own the distribution. So it's like, he can't really do anything. And the guy made the analogy, making that one on par with like saying like, you know what, I will make the streets of our city clean. And I was like, It is within the power of the governor to make the streets clean, because the streets are inside the state. So you can hire more people to clean it. And if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, you can fire them and hire more people. But if the power is outside, I was like, damn, these are great ideas. So why can't you have this? I was like, good point. He talked about the education, talking about like how the teachers, for instance, you know, one thing that he did when he was governor of Cross River State was increasing the amount of money he was paying teachers, giving it that respect, you know, because these days, I mean, who cares about teachers? Like, you know, teachers barely get paid anything. And National Union of Teachers are not. I don't know what you are doing, confirm, but all this strike, confirm is a crazy thing. But it was like, yo, he was able to raise the amount of money he was paying teachers. And not only that, he now increased the requirement that you need to become a teacher. And they also had later like an annual or a biannual or like every 3 years or something like that. He was doing like a recertification where the teachers have to, if you're a teacher of biology, you have to come and take a biology exam. And I was like, damn, that sounds like fun. And then he also said something about like giving teachers, you know, free tuition to go to university. And then in exchange for that, you agree that you are going to teach for the next 5 years or something like that. I was not like, yo, we already have something like that, which is what? Yeah, we already NYSC, you know, which is a waste, you know. So I was like, dang, that's actually a great idea. This guy can actually deliver on that. That would be pretty dope. So, you know, the ideas that he was giving. So make sure you guys go and watch that interview. I'm not going to put some clips on here because, you know, I just the whole copyright parole and everything else. You know, I'm sure Sagidan wouldn't really mind, but that thing belongs to Pulse. And, you know, that's a Naman company and that's an international company. Confirmed. They just come up like, Foxy P, shut the fuck up. Whoa, and then wipe me with slap. So I'm like, okay, Donald Duke might have a chance. But besides him, I really don't know anything else. But you know what, let me not bore you in Nigerian politics, because sometimes I'll be thinking about that thing, I'll just be getting sadder. Confirm. Let me give you some good news. We're getting the news that Egyptian zoo has been accused of doing something. And I was like, dang, what can a zoo do wrong? Ladies and gentlemen, they say they're doing the more you look, the less you see. They say that if you see the advert that they're putting on there, they'll tell you the animals that they have. But when you now reach there, you might see some of the animals, might not see the others. But that's not what really pained this one young man. The young man said the thing that really pained him is that he went there and he's going through the zoo and he's looking at all the different animals and he see an animal that's supposed to be a zebra. Looking well, he's like, hold on, no. This thing is not zebra now. This thing is donkey. Ladies and gentlemen, they carried that donkey. They carried that donkey and they painted it with white and black stripe, looking like Tom Tom. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that Tom Tom street that people used to take after they smoke cigar. Confirm. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing was crazy to me. I was like, dang. Egyptian people, how much is zebra? Go to Kenya and go buy zebra. They are selling zebra and cow with the same price. Confirm. Can buy zebra and put inside your zoo, of which you can even borrow animal. Here in America, they be borrowing animal. You can carry panda from here. Panda. Not that one. The real panda. They borrow it. The Baltimore Zoo just borrow one from DC Zoo. They borrow it because they cannot afford to buy their own animal. Confirm. So, ladies and gentlemen, how hard can it be for you to just go and get a zebra? And this thing is not even like, what else are they gonna do now? We instead of bringing a bear now, we just go and bring somebody, a giant guy, and just like come and cover him with animal skin. I was like, damn, don't you understand what that donkey is going through right now? This is a donkey that should just be chilling with a fellow donkey. All of a sudden, he's now in the zebra pen. Thank God, I hope you can't read though. Because if you look up and you see that they've given him that name, you know, remember how Kutakite felt now when they were flogging him. Your name is Toby! Wire! Toby! Wire! Imagine that. Why cheat? Why do we as Africans have to cheat? Why do we have to deceive ourselves? Put donkey there and name it donkey. It's a zoo. It's for animal. Leave it there. Why must you tell people that it's zebra? Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, there's something I haven't been doing before, and I apologize. You guys write me a lot of letters. You guys reach out to me, but I never ever talk about them on the show. So from now on, if you have any questions, send me an email, africatodayshow@gmail.com. And once I see it, tell me in the thing whether you want me to mention your name. And if you don't say anything, I won't mention your name. I'll just put it out there, you know, but I'll reply your thing right there. Any question you have, whether it's things that you're going through in your life, mental health, you know, love anxieties, you and your boyfriend, things are going on, your mother, your father are disturbing you, immigration issue, whatever it is. Bear knowing fully well I'm not a lawyer or a psychologist or anything. I'm just a guy on the internet that wears makeup, confirm. So ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into it.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
So this person that sent me this thing, her name is NK. Leave it like that. So she's like, Foxy P, I hope this email miss you well. I wanted to DM you this question on Twitter. The Fox himself, that's my Twitter. But I brought it to email, confirm. Huge fan of your work, from comedy to Tout Kitchen to Africa Today Show. I've been watching ATS since I was starting high school, and I am almost done with university. Wow, look at that. I've been with her all her life, confirm. It's a beautiful thing, man. Like play, man. Africa Today Show, I've been doing 8 years now. It's a beautiful thing, confirm. If that was a shy, that shy to be in primary 3 now. Can you imagine? God is good. Anyways, she said, I recently watched one of your videos where you said one should not return to Nigeria to do NYSC. And it was extremely timely because I've been dragging this matter with myself. I'm on a pre-med track in school and plan to apply for medical school next year. I want to do NYSC to make connection with different people and to know more of Nigeria, because I plan to one day move to and live in Nigeria myself. I really do believe the best way you can serve a community or population is to immerse yourself in that community. Side note, I was born and raised in this country. I'm guessing it's America, confirm. Blue passport. She never had a green passport. I visit Nigeria often, but it's not the same as living inside Nigeria for a long period of time. What are your thoughts? Again, I cannot begin to express how influential ATS has been to my life, and every time I watch an episode, it keeps my brain working for days after. Please keep up the good work. I appreciate you. God bless. NK. God bless you, Nene. That's a beautiful, beautiful question that you asked. Should you? So if you're still in university now, I'm guessing you're probably by age, you're probably like 19, 20, maybe 21, around that age bracket. So you're asking, should you go and do your NYSC now? Nene, the fact that you were born in America, you grew up here, you do visit Nigeria from time to time. What I would say to you is this, and I know I did that video telling people not to go and do the NYSC. Knowing your age, you're young. Knowing that you have that fire burning inside of you where you want to really immerse yourself in the culture. Knowing that you have your life mapped out, you know what your next step is going to be. I believe that you are in the minority. What do I mean by that? You are in that perfect group of people who I can just say, nah, since paper is not an issue, since your future is not an issue, you already know what you want to do with your life. Since you are moving along with your life very determined in a very intelligent, very focused way, I believe that you are safe to say, you know what, I want to go and spend a year in Nigeria to immerse myself in the culture, knowing fully well that you may not miss too much. Point I'm trying to make is this. I'm talking about upward progression. When I made that video about NYSC, going to Africa to go and do it, the main people I was talking about or talking to, I remember the Africa Today Show is mainly based on my own opinions and my own experience being a young African immigrant living in America. For me, I came here when I was 17 with 1 year's worth of tuition. I had to work on campus. I had to become an RA to get housing so that way I won't have to pay for room and board. I had to work during the summer, during the winter, pretty much year round. I didn't own a car, I didn't have a phone. I had to live life as just a poor college student for those 3 years that I was able to finish college with. And when I now graduated, I could not afford, when I'm barely putting my toe inside the real world, finally earning decent money where I can pay off whatever people that I owe small money, knowing fully well I graduated without any single loans. But you know how it is when you graduate from school and they send you that email that, we know you're graduating, but you still owe $6,000. What's your plan for this money? Confirm. Ladies and gentlemen, I knew that I had, outside of me being the first son, I had my parents in Nigeria. I had my 2 brothers who at one point want to come here for school, and it's my responsibility. If I can't do my immediate younger brother, I have to do my baby brother's tuition. So because of that, knowing that I have all of these things, I could not leave America and go to Nigeria for a whole year. It would have been a waste of time, and it would have taken me back in terms of being able to climb that ladder I needed to climb. Point I'm trying to make is this: I could not. And a lot of people I was speaking to at that point in time were in that same boat, where they had just graduated, they started making money, and then somebody's whispering in their ear, come and do your NYSC, come and do your NYSC. For what? You don't even have your green card yet. You're not going to do NYSC. Where are you coming back to? You're going to be in Nigeria now. Now, if you want to move to Nigeria, that's on you. But the goal of that video was to tell people, do not do it.
That's what I confirm. Welcome once again to another episode of the Africa Today Show. It's your boy Foxy Bing. It's fat, ginger. As I see me today, my blood is hot. Now, nobody drinking any beer today. Now, a lot more bitters is what I'm drinking today. I'm sorry for that. I'm drinking it for my back, it's not for strong in any of prick. That's what I confirm. Ginger. I'll tell you, this is my own personal experience. You know, I've been in this country in the United States for 11 years. During that time, I get my undergrad, get my master's, and I'm, working in a good energy company. And I'm telling myself, people have been disturbing me since. Oh boy, when you come back now, so we need people to get your skill set. This one, that one, this one. I said, okay, all right. Let me look into this whole Niger thing. Because people they always swear chest, say, I'm going back to Nigeria, When I go to Nigeria, they go suffer. So I was like, no, I'll do this thing the right way. From here, I was actually apply. I think I see what will happen. All degree, everything, they all right. The job I do right now, if I carry that same job, go down for Nigeria and to tear things. So I was like, I could definitely help. I could definitely help out. Let me go the right way. And when I saw I just link up with Nigerian government to say, look, boys are willing and ready and able to come and help out with what you are doing right there. In this privatization of NEPA situation, everybody was ginger. That's really look at you. Look, we want you to come, but there's only one problem. I said, what's the problem? Have you done your NYSC? I said, NYSC. Can you come again, please? Your National Youth Service. Have you done your youth service? So why am I going to do my youth service? I came here to do my undergraduate degree when the boys were young, and now the boys have graduated and they are working here and doing good, and they want to come and help out with things, and they're telling me about National Youth Service. But they just get all these barriers to entry for no reason. NYSC for what? What do you need me to come and do NYSC for? Please. NYSC where they start for 1973, the reason why they do it because of that civil war, where we say they go by all those Igbo people. I say, you know what? A lot of this thing happened because of insensitivity. People don't really understand what's going on in the other tribes and other ethnicity. So now we're creating this NYSC. So when you graduate from university, you will serve and you will do it and you will post it to another village or another area, because one of the rules is that you cannot post it to your own state. So they post it to another place, so that way you can know, as maybe you're an Igbo boy, you grew up in Aba, they can post it to Borno State. So you can say, this is what's going on in Borno. Oh my goodness, how are you doing, baby? Look at this baby. Look at all the flies just flying over his head. That's how the whole idea. It makes perfect sense. Nothing wrong with that. But it's 2012. What are we doing? What are we doing NYSC for? What do you need? Me will say, Igbo boy will say, I'm born for Lagos. I'm very, very sensitive to what is going on in another part of the country from my state of origin. I grew up in Lagos and I carry Yoruba guests and I love a Yoruba woman right now. So what exactly is the issue?
But what you're doing is very, very similar to what Barack Obama's daughter did. She had a gap year. She did that one from high school to college. You can do it from college to med school. And it's going to be beautiful for you because you are at that right age where you can go there and experience things. And, you know, you're still young enough where you can enter a bus, you can enter Okada, you can just be free with life. You know, people you can, you know, since you're young, you can, there's no expectation of, oh, she's bringing money or she's on this level and she's on that level. No, there's a lot of people that are your peers you can merge with. For me, at that point in time when I was thinking about going to do my NYSC, I had already graduated from college, I had already done my master's, I was already working a job where I was making significant amount of money, and I had a home, and I had Mama Junior. So I cannot drop everything I got to do NYSC. But you are perfect. So if you want to do it, please go ahead and do your NYSC. But before you go, make sure that long before that time has even reached, you've already reached out to your people back home and asked them questions and did all those things. I'm going to take one more letter. And this one was very interesting. Alright, so this person, I'll call him LC. He said, Foxy P, I've been watching Africa Today Show for years now. From the very beginning, I'm a huge fan. Keep up the good work. I also hope you're feeling much better now. I noticed that every time you mention anything that has to do with the southeastern part of Nigeria, you do so in a negative and condescending manner, e.g. your Nnewi and Nnamdi Azikiwe University references in the last video. I have other examples over the years. Also, I've noticed the hats you wear are always from the northern or southwestern parts of Nigeria, 100% of the time. Years ago, I dated a girl who said she didn't like your show because you were negative of Ndigbo. I had to then explain to her that her perception could not be accurate because you are Igbo. She was surprised to hear you are Igbo, specifically because of the comments you had made. Was our perception correct? So this was an amazing letter because, you know, ladies and gentlemen, you know, there are a lot of times that, you know, you don't know what people think of you. And I know rightfully people say stuff like you shouldn't care about what people think. Well, you should care because you're a human being. Maybe what they are saying about you is true. So you're telling me that if my mouth is smelling and somebody told me that my mouth is smelling, I shouldn't care. Then my mouth is just smelling all day and all night. And it will reduce my chances of being able to successfully climb other people's wife. So it's very, very important that my mouth is not smelling, confirm. So ladies and gentlemen, yes, sometimes you should not care, but there are certain times that you have to care. So when I got this letter, I was like, damn, you know, he said a lot of the times when you talk about the southeastern part of Nigeria, you do so in a negative and sometimes condescending manner. And I thought about it, I was like, dang, is that really how I am? So first thing I wanted to say is this, you know, I'm a stand-up comedian. The best kind of humor, at least for me, my own sense of humor is very condescending. Like it's very like self-deprecating. Like it's like, look at me, short man, big nose, all those kind of things, my rabbit teeth, all that kind of stuff. Also, as a comedian, the things that, you know, especially when you're doing something like Africa Today Show that's not scripted, you're going off the top of your head. It's just quick. Now, for me, being an Igbo boy, I have more family that's living in Nnewi than perhaps anywhere else, confirm. And I remember growing up where we used to yab them. So those yabs is just fresh. We look at them with all the money people have, with your bad road, all that kind of stuff. And then I have people that went to Nnamdi Azikiwe University that will be using it to yab them, you know, your mates went to Ife, your mates went to all the other better school, even ABSU is better than your school, Abia State University. So stuff like that. So I never really thought of it as like, every time it's Southeast, I'm always condescending or whatever. I was like, dang, you know, that was kind of surprising. But I did take this one kind of seriously. So I noticed the hats you wear are always from the northern or southwestern parts of Nigeria. So southwestern is probably, I think you're probably talking about Yoruba. So let me talk about that. The reason why I don't wear Igbo hats goes all the way back, ladies and gentlemen, to when, maybe like 2010, 2011, when we had the Touts. So it was a collective of comedians. So there was me, Capone, there was Komi, and there was Chief Obi, right? If you look at that group, right, you had Capone that was really just like a military boy, just doing his own thing, didn't really have a certain like look or style or whatever. Komi was definitely on that whole street look, you know, wear like a t-shirt and a hoodie and like jeans, or like a nice jacket, like a nice blazer with like nice pants and just like shoes or sneakers or whatever. That was his own style. Chief Obi's style was based off of that Igbo chief, confirmed. So his own thing was like, you know, he'll wear the dress shirt and wear the Igbo cap with the beads. The key thing is I could not wear Igbo hats because I have somebody in my group who's already wearing Igbo hats. It's almost like Destiny Child. It's like, go and asking Kelly, like, Kelly, why didn't you put blonde hair? She can't do blonde because Beyonce is already blonde. So for me, I have to now, sempe. Let Chief Obi do Chief Obi. Number one. Number two, I really couldn't put out my energy of Igbo Kwenu, because that was Chief Obi's persona. I don't want a situation where people are trying to book based off the fact that they just want an Igbo comedian and they're now trying to choose between me and him. No. Bifurcate. Let him just be going in that direction. So what did I now have to do? I did what I've always done, which is that I came off of the fact that I be speaking my English and pidgin and accenting it from like an African immigrant perspective. That was my own genre. So there was no kind of ethnic or nation kind of thing going on with me. The same way you can book me for a Nigerian wedding, you can book me for a South African wedding. He's just a funny African comedian, which is why I named my company African Comedians, which is why I named this show Africa Today's Show. Ladies and gentlemen, are you seeing what's happening here? Which is why I named my comedy tour what? African Prince of Comedy. Don't worry about where I'm from. Bring the money. But ladies and gentlemen, at the same time, when I'm not really emphasizing, I'm putting out there my ethnicity so much, does that mean that when I'm chilling, like right now, you ask me where I'm from, I will not tell you that I'm an Igbo boy? With all the video that we've done about Biafra and everything else, when I talk about my parents, do you think my parents would die, or my parents' parents, or my parents' brothers and sisters died in the war because they were Waka Pass? Do you think they are not Anas? No, they are Igbo people, and I talk about being Igbo, and I talk about it. If you Google me, my name is Hianyi Chuku Bob Machuku. That's my name. So I thought it was interesting, and when he sent me that message, I was just like, dang, I don't think I've really replied a DM in Twitter that long. That was when I actually realized that this Twitter that people say doesn't have a limit in the reply. It does though, because I was writing a piece too, and I was sending it back, and it was all love. Because like I said, you don't know what people think of you, and I personally did not even know that there's anybody that has that kind of mindset about me. So my brother, the whole hard thing was because I had somebody within my management group that I was managing who had already picked that look. So I had to now deviate. So what did I now have to start doing? I started wearing Yoruba hats. That was the first thing I used to wear. However, I started wearing those Yoruba hats, and I now realized, like, yo, while those Yoruba hats are kind of dope, the Hausa hats are way more fashionable. So that's why you now see me started going deeper into the Hausa hats, confirm. And with the Yoruba hats, I started encountering something where people would want me to come and perform at their wedding or MC their wedding, and they would give me the ashwebi and they'll give me the hat. And there's nothing wrong with that. But then when I now wear that same hat to another show, another event, they'll now be sending me a message, now wow, this is not the hat that I gave you. And it started to feel some kind of way, like, I thought you gave it to me, I can wear it to wherever. I didn't know I was supposed to just burn it right after. So it kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. So I was not like, you know what, this is Yoruba hats. Let's just kick it to the side a little bit. So I started with this one. The next one I'm about to go into now, people just wait now, is buckets that I'll just be wearing, like all those 4-corner bucket that they used to use, and that big paint bucket. That's what I'll just be carrying on top of my head, confirm. But it was very interesting having that question come through. So my brother, please let her understand, that young lady, she says she's your ex. I don't know whether you guys are still in touch and everything else. Personally, I love being an Igbo man. It's one of the most beautiful things. I'm also proud to announce the fact that I bought my first piece of land in Nigeria about 3 weeks ago. I bought 7 plots of land where in that same Enugu area. So we're going through the whole process of fencing and all that kind of stuff and everything else. So there's nothing more beautiful than being proud of your culture and your ethnicity and all that kind of stuff. DMX said it, never forget where you're from. Someone will remind you, confirm. People that are watching this now, someone that's Isoko, I can't question your Isoko-ness now. Someone that's Yoruba, I can't question your Yoruba-ness now. So yeah, there might have been times when you don't see me repping as hard as you'd want me to rep. But that's because I had somebody in my team who was repping my heart. And if you've been going on my IG recently, all the weddings I've been doing, I've definitely been rocking my Igbo outfits. Because then I was like, that question got me to the realization. I was like, dang, Chief Obi is not with me anymore. I'm free. I'm free now. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Appreciate when I died. Thank you all for your support. Rachel, Moni, all the people that reached out to me, Chi1's T, all of you guys, I appreciate it when I die. Africa Today's Show, we're back right now, baby. So make sure you guys leave a comment, and as I talk whenever I end this show. Anything we know die in a Voltron, and remember, the ginger is always in Ghana.